Hey, Ross Robertson here. You know, springtime means walleye time for at least this guy, but jigs are something, whether you fish any time of the season for walleyes, is probably something that's going to come into play. And I'm going to show you 3 types that I like, especially in the springtime, but really they work most of the season. On the jig heads, a lot of times you're using bigger sizes, you know, some deeper water, some current, what have you, so like a little bit sleeker size. Narrowness here, and then big eyes. For some reason, again, you know, dots on lures and things like that, but eyes seem to just get you more bites. This is a VMC Sleek Jig. It's a variety of sizes there. This is one 1/2 ounce. But the bodies are really the most important part, because obviously we can tip these with live minnows and things, but this is a zman minnows, a 3-incher. And, you know, really neat thing about it is super durable and it floats, so it's going to give you a little bit different presentation. But I really like that paddle tail when the water is off colored, or when I'm casting in clean water but with current, if that makes sense. That seems to be a really good combination. Another one of my favorite ones is something very similar. We've got a VMC Moony Jig, so still has a little bit of a narrowed down kind of aspirin style head, but again, the big eye, what you're going to notice there on that. We've got a little bit smaller hook because I'm generally not using as big of plastics with this or live bait. And this one is actually a Jerk Shad by Zman. And you can see again how durable, but it floats. The key here being the little fork tail. So I like that in cleaner water, more finesse fishing, like back home on the Detroit River when the water is clean and you're jigging, you know, something like this is the deal. So fork tail versus paddle tail, even though we kind of have that same kind of body basic style. Got rods falling all over, tangling just like they do in the boat for you guys. And the last one is a hair jig. You know, it's hard to beat a hair jig a lot of times for just about any species, and walleyes is no different. A lot of different hairstyles and things like this. This is a VMC. It's kind of on that same head design, as you can see, because it's so popular, because it's so effective. Narrow head, big eyes. We've got the hair in there. Don't want excessive hair. You see those hair jigs that are just really giant. For walleyes, at least, that's not the deal. But you notice the other thing that I have on there is a stinger hook. So I like to fish these bare, you know, nothing on them if I can get away with it. I actually oftentimes get way more bites than I would if I tipped it with a plastic or a minnow. But the old stinger hook there, so many of these bites are so subtle and coming up on it that we catch a lot of the fish just barely on the stinger hook. So if it's legal where you're at, think about a stinger hook on your bucktail. But regardless, jigs work for walleyes in the springtime. Trust me, there's 3 setups that you better have tied on.